words are used interchangeably. Some say, I'm speaking Galatop, I'm speaking Geechee talk. Where the Galos live, where the Geechees live. And there are four reasons why we're called Geechees. One, because of rice to the language. Three, the culture. Four, the water. The waters brought these folk and they lived near the water. So the old Gala Geechee believe, ladies, don't keep them pocketbooks on the floor, you never have no money. I'm sure you heard that. And New Year's Day, don't let a woman be the first to enter the house. It must be a man. It's bad luck. I often hear black men say, I'm that one New Year's morning designated to walk the house full of women. So to put some of this in simple terms, let's say we're all in Africa. We all come from different tribes. Miss Doran, my slave leader don't like your slave leader. Your slave leader is going to capture me and some others and sell us out to the white folk. Once we go through that door of non-return, that's it. So we're all on this slave ship, just using all this as an example. We all survived the 10-week voyage. Some of us didn't. The ones who probably didn't were thrown overboard, okay? Some of these things I say don't sound good, but you're not here for me to make it sound good. I just want to tell you the truth. But anyhow, so we all make it to Charleston. We all go over Sullivan's Island. That's where they quarantined us. They brought us into town to be sold and traded. Now, where we were sold and traded, well, first of all, where we were offloaded here in the city is a tract of land called Gaston Wharf. That's the tract of land, church, where they built the new International African American Museum. Horrible things happened there. That's where they placed these enslaved people in warehouses in horrible conditions. In the early 1800s, they stuffed over 600 in a warehouse. A cold snap came through with no heat, and you know what happened. They froze to death. So that's sacred ground. Let's not cover over the horrible things that happened there. Let's rise above them. So if you ever go to the new museum, it's built high off the ground for that reason. And it would have, of course, if we had a flood. And these are the West African countries these blacks came from. Ghana, the Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Benin, Cameroon, Congo, Togo, Mali, Senegal, and Nigeria. These blacks had numerous skills. One of the main skills they had is this. They knew how to plant and cultivate rice. Everybody say rice. Rice. This is the first city in America, the year was 1694, in which rice was first planted and cultivated. These West Africans have been planting rice and eating rice for generations. And many of the Europeans, those white folk, had never seen nor eaten rice until coming to Charleston. Rice became such a cash crop to our economy until rice and slave labor caused this city to be the richest city in America for 90 years. From the 1730s to the 1820s, it was called the golden years of commerce, and cotton, indigo, and tobacco were secondary crops. Now, if this was the richest city for 90 years, what really does that mean? It means that the wealthiest slave owners were in South Carolina. Most of them were here in Charleston. Church, let me name some names. And I guarantee you, if you stay here long enough, you're going to meet black people with these same last names. Or some of you may have these same last names too, as these white folk. Middleton, Drayton, Pinckney, Hayward, Manigo, Aiken, Rutledge, Gibbs, Seabrook, Austin, Ravenel, Pringle, Rivers, Gaston, Boone. Now I can name them, but that's enough. Some of those names signed from Charleston, the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. Otherwise, they were the wealthiest white folk in this country. Now, we can't talk about Charleston and rice and not talk about Georgetown, South Carolina, 60 miles to our north. Georgetown County produced more rice than Charleston County. How much? 140,000 rice fields. Yes, you heard me, 140,000 rice fields. 150 rice plantations, several rice mills. Rice required fresh water. So 5 freshwater rivers are through that county. The Black River, the Petey River, the Waccamaw River, the Sandpit River, and the North and South Santee Rivers. These are the rivers in this area. The Ashley River, the Cooper River, the Wando River, the Folly River, the Stono River, the Wallace River, the Eddystone River, the Ashley Pooh, and the famous Combahee. Harriet Tubman, all of you know who she was. I'll call that woman a brave soldier. Church, 45 minutes south of here is the Combahee River. She crossed that river 6 times during slavery. For me, I think one time would have been enough, don't you? But she did it 6 times. Dangerous. but she was brave. And the bridge that crosses that river south of here is the Harriet Tubman Memorial Bridge. So with all that being said, most black folk from the Carolinas and Georgia, a meal is not a meal unless you got yourself some rice.
I know that's right.
And don't matter how much macaroni and cheese,
Amen.
potato salad and pasta, we gotta
Right.
have ourselves some rice. Now this is my little quick rice sermon, okay?
Yes.
Now, let me give you an example of something.
I love it.
Growing up as a child, Mama cooked grits every morning for breakfast. When I left home for college, I didn't know any better. I just assumed everybody in the world ate grits for breakfast like me. That's why we all need to leave home and quit being critical of other people, because everybody didn't grow up like you. Everybody didn't grow up like me. I had learned that the hard way. Then Mama cooked rice to the noonday. Now, some of you know, on this bus, when I was a child, what they called lunch now was called dinner. And what people called dinner now was called supper when I was a kid. But anyway, Mama, one Friday night in 1969, decided not to cook rice. She was trying to, ladies, to be nice and sweet and kind to my daddy. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Oh, we sat down to eat. She cooked the mashed potatoes and not the rice. He realized there's no rice, got mad and snapped at her. Dorothy, where's the rice? Seemed like electricity went through Mama. She got mad. Put them hands on her hips like some of you sisters still do. And I'm not on this bus to get into your business. You keep your business to yourself. I ain't trying to do that, okay? But some of y'all get mad like my mom and aunt used to put them hands on you. Mad, now them hands on your hips. And she said, Sonny, that's right, I'm tired of fixing rice. And the argument started. Mama knows she was going to lose that argument, ladies. Why? Well, Daddy was short, but that's not the point. And she was tall. But she knew he was not going to back down. Why? You know the answer, because back then those old men were the breadwinners. Back then those old men were demanding. And some of you know that I'm just going to be real about it. Sometimes some of those old men with just flat hair, like my dad at times. And I ain't trying to figure out nobody's dad on this. I'm talking about my daddy. Okay? And then ladies, and I'm not ignoring you gentlemen when I say ladies, Mama got married when she was 15. When she was 30 years old, she had her 10th child, my baby sister. Who you think wanted my mama and 10 children, ladies? Where's she going? How's she gonna fall off with 10 children? And they fussing over rice. Mama went in that kitchen, Mama cooked that rice, and Mama kept some peace. That's what she did. So that's a different ball game. Now, Daddy's been deceased 20-some years. Mama is still here. She's 93 years old. In the Mullins Nursing Home, that's where I'm from originally, but small town called Mullins, 2 hours north of here. Had a stroke 3 years ago. According to the doctor, she should have been dead in 2 months. Mama done lived over 3 years. But the main thing about her is this: we're gonna get rolling. You can get your floor to her. Mama say, these young girls ain't gonna take what we took. She said, these young girls today will say, baby, I work. I make more money than you. I ain't cooking no rice. Go to the deli and get your rice. This is your week to cook, clean the house, and wash the dishes. My daddy didn't do them 3 things, and some of your daddies and granddaddies did not do them 3 things either. I know they didn't. And by this time, the young lady's upset with her husband. The argument's heated now. The devil done stirred up the pot, and it's gonna soon run over. She gonna tell him, let your mama cook your rice, 'cause she don't like her no how.